Hey everyone, Neil here. You'll be happy to know that the World Gen video is currently uploading. So what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? Recipes. I want to tinker around with recipes. So, let's jump into our workspace. We're going to roll into crafting. And we're going to create a new class. And this class is going to be called ng recipe remover, like so. Cool. Let me check one thing real quick, like maybe. Okay, so recipe remover. We're going to talk about how to remove vanilla recipes from the game. So one of the interesting things about this is it provides scalability, right? If you want folks to have to work really, really hard to make certain vanilla items, you want to either remove the recipe out of the game and then replace it with one of your own, or what have you. So that being said, let's jump in and take a look at what this is going to look like here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a class public static void recipe remover. Recipe remover. No. Let's do remove crafting, like so. And we actually need a parameter in there. Item. We're going to be passing along an item into that. You may have noticed that I actually changed the layout of this. I found that when I went back and I reviewed that World Gen video, it was just really like grayed out. It was tough to see what was going on. So I went back to this. It's a little bit hard on my eyes. I'm actually going to turn on flux. This won't bother you guys any, but it does affect essentially how bright my computer is, so that'll help. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a public static void remove furnace. And in this, we're actually going to pass along an item stack instead, and we'll just call that item stack, like so. And let's import that. So let's start out with our recipe remover. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do a list, and within that list we're going to have recipe. Now if you've done the 1.7 version of this, this is pretty much exactly the same. Crafting manager dot get instance dot get recipe list. Close that up. Do a quick import. Make sure that you're choosing util and not AWT. And iRecipe, of course, is a Minecraft class. Next, we need an iterator. So iterator, and we're going to be iterating iRecipe, like so. And we're going to call this remover, which is essentially going to be recipes.iterator, like so. Alright, now let's get to work. We'll import iterator. Again, under util. Cool. While remover has next, we are going to say item stack is going to be equal to remover.next.get recipe output. And if that item stack is not equal to null, and the item stack dot get item is equal to, get item is equal to the item that we pass along. We want to say remover.remove, and that will take that recipe out of the game. So what we want to do now is we want to put this recipe remover in here. When we look at our common proxy, right, we want to be careful where we put these in. If we come in and we put it here, right, our ng recipe remover, and we are going to say remove crafting, and we are going to be removing a book, right? And then if so, right, that's essentially going to remove the book recipe from the vanilla class. But what happens is if we come in and we put in our new recipe for a book, like so. So this is going to be items dot book, and we're going to say this is actually a shapeless recipe because all it requires is 1 leather and 3 paper. So let me back up here. Items dot book. Give us 1. Oh, what do we want? We want this to be items dot paper 3. Is this right for a shapeless recipe? Items dot leather. For some reason, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Let me check. I think actually all we need to do is just one of these. Let's check it. So anyways, right, I've added, we're going to say actually that it requires 3 leather as well. So it's going to take 3 papers, 3 leathers for this to be able to work. Well, what's going to happen, right, is this new recipe is going to fire off right here, but then we're going to just turn around and remove that recipe. So we're going to have no recipe for book. So it's important that you do this before you do anything else, right? So we are going to remove item.book, and then when we get down here, it's actually going to fire off this recipe. I kind of agonized with that a little bit when I first started this. And it crashed. Why did it crash? It didn't like that. It didn't like that one bit. Why not? Let's take a look. Matching it up with what's in vanilla here. Now let's try it. Am I still at the bottom of the world in here? Oh no, I'm in the nether. Uh, where's my nether portal? I wonder if I can set this dude on fire. Off topic, I know. Nope. Uh, where's my nether portal? You know what? I should be close enough at this point to where I can just build a new one and it'll take me back exactly where I was. Sugar. Well, that's no good. Oh man, I guess I went for a while when I was cruising around out in the nether, so my bad. That's okay. We're gonna come over here to this nice snow-covered landscape. There we go. Okay, so let's get some stuff. Decoration blocks, we're going to need a crafting table. We are going to need some leather. We're going to need some paper, like so. Okay. So typically, what happens is we have this guy right here to make a book, but I already removed the recipe. Did I? Did I? Now I'm all backwards. I did. I removed it. So now we need to put in our new version, which is going to require 2 more leather. So now, right, we've removed the recipe, we've replaced it with our own. Right, pretty cool. If we, and let's do this, we're going to quit this, and we're going to comment that, and we're going to actually debug. So now it should only take 1 leather and 3 paper. There we go. There's our book. And I don't know if we can debug this way or not, because I'm pretty sure that this has to be initialized. So I don't think it's going to do this. No, I'm positive that it won't. Yeah. But you get the point. There we go. Okay, so let's, and this was something that I couldn't figure out previously, so cruising around the forums and whatnot, I actually found a way to do this. Somebody else had come up with it, so we're going to come down here to this, and we're going to put in a comment. Thanks to Junester on Minecraft forums. Thank you, Junester. Okay, so let's remove furnace recipes. We're going to do a map. Map like so, and it is going to be item stack, recipes is going to be equal to furnace recipes dot instance dot get smelting list. We're going to do a for loop, so we're going to say for iterator map dot entry item stack entries is going to equal recipes dot entry set dot iterator and then entries dot has next, like so. We're going to close that. We're going to close that. Actually, we need to get rid of that because we have that, like so. And we are going to say what is this? Map dot entry item stack. There we go. We're going to say map dot entry item stack entry equals entries dot next item stack result is going to be equal to entry dot get value don't do that, bro. Thank you. If item stack dot r item stacks equal, we're going to have our result, we're going to have our item stack, entries dot remove, like so. Clean that up. Alright, so what this is going to do is this is going to remove a furnace recipe, and we essentially need to input an item stack to make that happen. So let's test this out first and see how it's going to play out. Single player, NG2. Alright, let's get a furnace out. We're going to need some coal, and we're going to need some iron ore. So, we'll load this bad boy up with coal. We put one iron ore in there. We see that it cooks, right? We know what the result is going to be. It's going to cook. It's going to be no problem. Now, let's say you want to do a custom furnace, right? And you want to make it to where the only way that you can get ingots is through that specific custom furnace. You can use the furnace for everything else, like cooking food or making charcoal or what have you. But in this particular case, you only want this custom furnace to process ingots. Well, to remove that from the furnace, what we'll do is we'll jump out. We will go to our common proxy. Right beneath this, we are going to put you know what, I need to actually turn. Okay, yeah, no, I got that. Good. We're going to do ng recipe remover dot remove furnace. We're going to need to pass along an item stack. This is going to be a new item stack, and it is going to be items dot the result. Remember, this is the result that we're passing along. Iron ingot. And import item stack. So, when this triggers, right, for us to remove this ingot, it's going to come over here, and it's looking for this right here, which is the result, I believe. Yes, yes, yes. Be quiet. Let's fire it up and give it a try. Make sure I did everything right. So now, whoops, when we punch in this, it doesn't cook anymore, right? We can, however, come in, because we haven't taken these out yet, right? We can get some gold, right? We can put the gold in. The gold's still going to work, right? It's just the iron that does not. And really, at this point, it's just as simple as coming back and into our common proxy. And in this case, I'm pretty sure I can just do this. We're going to say gold ingot. Boop, like so. Fire it up. Now gold shouldn't work. Nothing. So there you have it. That is how we remove both crafting recipes and furnace recipes all in one nice, neat little class. Again, make sure that you're triggering those before you trigger your own smelting and other recipes right there. So there you have it. Glad I could help. Awesome sauce. I'm foreseeing some additional stuff that we're going to have to do to make sure that they trigger in our custom furnace. Actually, you know what? That'll be easy because we're going to create our own recipe class for that anyways. So we're good. We're good. That'll override it. All right then. Like and comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to shout. Thanks, everybody.